Hello, good day. My name is Prince Emeka Sali. Today we'll be talking about another means of making good money trading with you trading. Wow, trading with you trading. Making use of one of the wonderful bots and trading spot with you trading. So we have about three. I have talked about three when it comes to trading sports. We've talked about AIDC, AIDCA. Then we've talked about AI grid when coming to sport. Then we have DC itself. Wow. You see, this DC does not even need much explanation. So, in all the trainings I've done, I did part one and part two because it was long and it needs a detailed explanation. So, but in this one, we will just be having one. I am not promising you it's going to be short because I need it to be detailed. Very, very detailed. So, but I think it's just going to be one video this time around instead of part one and part two, because all we need to discuss in the part one has been discussed on AIDCA part one, because AIDCA and DCA is the same thing. The difference is AIDCA has an automated settings that you don't need to play with. The only thing is just to adjust the number of times you want it to buy more and the amount you're buying with. I think those are the major things you can correct there. Then you can put it to either a cycle or a single trade. You understand? So, and I told you when doing a cycle, you have these what do we call these investments. You have this investment mentality that, well, I am buying for a longer time and I'm going to make my money. So even when it sells its profits, it rebuys and keep going up and up and up with the trend. While when you're trading single, you just want to make your profit once and for all and you leave. And ways of getting singles, I told you in that video that you can either I didn't say the second one. I'll be saying it now. I mentioned the second one in AI grid. You can go and check the worst coin. That means the best losing coins, and try and trade the best losing coins. But I told you, why trading the best losing coins? Don't trade meme coins or shit coins, like we call them. What I mean is, don't trade coins that doesn't have weight, because no matter what, when they go 20% down, they might remain going down and down and down. But at this particular time, when you trade layer one coins or favorite coins as they are being called, or altcoins as they are being called also, when it goes 20% down, the worst it will go is 25% at this time. But when we are trading, we prepare for 50% mentality. Although you only need to protect your coin for 20%, 25% maximum at this time. So that has been said. Then another thing you can trade is you can trade signals. You can just go and check the signal and see what coin do we have now. Okay, this signal is just 15 minutes ago, so you can still go down and trade it, making use of the robot. And why am I saying making use of the robot, AIDC or AI grade or DCA itself? Why am I using the robot? In here, there is a minimum amount you can trade with. The system will automatically trade with for you for a minimum amount, and it has its settings depending on the coin. Depending on your UGAS, that is what it trades for you. So you can go down and just get the coin's name, the price at which you want it to enter the market, and go into any of the robots and set it so that it trades for you at your own particular price and your own particular settings. Okay, so what else? But if you don't know and you're not thinking of anything concerning settings, just trade over there. Now, let's go back to DCA. Like we said, DCA. Okay, DCA is DCA sports. Okay, this is DCA sport. Like you see, it's just like the other one. It's just like the other one. You can see the initial is like the AI. We have cycle, we have single, okay, and we have the maximum order. That means the amount of order you want. Then you have the settings in default. But here you can always come back and do your settings. Now, what is our priority if you're trading, especially when you're trading an investment? When you're trading an investment, what is your concern? Number one, you need to know that every coin that goes up will come down. The only thing is, at the bull run right now, when they go up, they are not expected to go more than 25% down before they go up again, and they keep coming, they go, come, go, come, go. So that's just the difference. So what are we thinking of doing right now? We are always thinking of forming a new average cost price, because when a coin goes up and you buy at here, because it's when, for example, you're here, it takes profit, it buys again, it takes profit, it buys again, it takes profit, it buys again, and it keeps buying and it gets here. And this coin now goes 25% down, probably. While it is in 25% down, is doing something like this, doing something like this, doing something like this. So it is not coming up here in the next, maybe probably 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month probably, but we are in a bull run, we are not expecting a month, and that is crypto for you. It might even take 2 months before it comes back. And that is where a lot of people chicken out and say, no, crypto is not for me. He has scammed me, and so on. So, what do? We buy more of the dip. We buy more of the dip. Now, let me explain. Assuming we get here and the coin dumps and started behaving like this, what we usually do is when it gets here, we buy, so that the amount that we have in average cost price will be somewhere around here. Now, it keeps going down again, we buy, so that the average cost price will be somewhere around here. So now you can see when it gets here, it will sell this and make profit again for you. So that is why we keep buying more, so that we lower the average cost price of our coins. So our target here is to make sure, if you're doing manual settings, our target here is to make sure you're dealing with about 20 to 25% dip, depending on the amount you have. That is number one. That is number one. That is number one. Number two is, so let's budget 20% dip, because most of us are not even having the money. So 20% dip, because when I mean you're trying to cover up for 20% dip, it is more money that you'll be putting into the system. For example, most of the time, $100 trading capital might not be good for 20% dip. I have my reason. It's not like you cannot do it. You can do it. I will explain. And I'm going to give you settings for $100, $50. So don't worry. It's not like you cannot do it. But somebody that is putting in $200 per this coin is going to make more sense. That's the bitter truth. It's going to make more sense because you're going to buy more often. Okay, let me quickly explain. Okay, so that I don't forget. This 20% dip. Before that, let me do something before that. Now, sorry about that. Sorry about that. Now, another thing is your buyings. How many orders do you want to buy? How many times do you want to buy more in the dip? Okay, if I'm covering for 20% dip and I'm buying with $50, that means, sorry, I'm budgeting $50. I'm budgeting $50 trade. That means $50 is all I have for this trade. What will happen here is I'll create more gap in between the buys. For example, probably I'm trading with $7. I'm trading with $7. I think $7 should give me something like that. Let me check if $7 will give me something like that. $7. Why is my wife doing this? Sorry, just a minute. So as I was saying, don't mind me. The call keep coming through, and I need to attend to that before she stops all we are doing. Okay, don't mind me. One of these days I'll have more phones, so that family will have their phone, business will have their phone. Okay, let's get back to this. So, as I was saying, assuming you're trading with $50, probably we should check. Assuming, okay, let's check. I don't want to guess. Assuming you're trading with $50 and you're buying five, okay. The first USDT here, let's say it is $7, okay, and you're buying no. Yeah, assuming this place is $7, okay, and you're buying four times, that is $57, okay. $57. That's $57. Okay. No. That is the settings. If you are trying to put in more gap, depends on you. If you're trying to put in more gap, you might probably be having you'll be having $50 trade for that price. But even this gap is okay, 1.5. But I can't say it's okay. Oh God. Don't mind me. I was distracted. Okay, look at this. This is just 7% dip. That's not what we want. Now, but it's okay. What I'm only trying to say is if you're doing 20% and you're trading with $50, it simply means you have to create more distance in between the dip. For example, assuming you're buying three times or four times, that means there is going to be 5%. Then probably the next one is going to be 7%. The next one is going to be 8%. And that is 15 plus 5. So that makes 15 plus 5, that's 20. But if you're trading with $100, you can put a gap of two, something like that. Like the gap will be close, so you'll be able to take your profit on time. Within this 5%, it might take probably a day or two before it gets to this 5% before it buys more. So it would have, if you are doing huger the money, the shorter the distance in between, the buy more. And the often you buy, the easier it gets you your profit and you go off. That's just what I'm trying to say. So now let's initiate some trade ideas or some trading ideas. Especially this is for cycle. That is investment purpose. If you're doing for investment purpose because you're expecting the coin to go down, because you'll always be in the system, so there's always going to be a time it will go down on you, so you're prepared for it. Now the initial is 7, okay. Let's say 7 or 6. Let's work on $50, and let's say you're trading with $7 capital. So you want to buy just maybe probably twice, because $7. Let's say you want to buy three times. So maximum order is three. Okay, maximum order is three. Let's say, let's check maximum order 4. That's still no. If this is $7 and maximum order is 4, let's see. Do we still have $57? Okay, depends on what you are buying. Okay. Sorry, before I check that, let me go and change the multiples. Okay, this is 1.5. That means it will be 1.5 of the last one you buy. But this time around, I'm changing it to 2, so that times 2 of what you bought the first time. Okay, that's where the change is. I'm gonna put this 2 times 2. So when I put this 2 times 2 and I made 4 orders, it went to 105. So if you're trading with $105, you can just make this times 2 and make this multiple of 2. That means if you buy 7 the first time, the next one will be 14, and the next one will be 28, and it keeps going on like that. Like 56 will be the next buy. Is that going to be 56? 56, I guess. So will be the next buy. And I think 4 times this is going to give you 105. So that is what it means. That means when it buys 7% the first time, 7, then it buys 14, then it buys 28, then it buys 54. So that's that. But in case you have $50, you can just change this to 3 buys. And when you change this to 3, you have your $49 account. Instead of $50, we have 49 that is going to be buying. And this is simple. It simply means the first will be 7, the second will be 14, and the third buy will be 28. So if you add this together, put 2 from here, that's 30, making 35. These and this is 35. Then 35 plus 14, that is 49. So meaning $49. Now, where the issue will be is the distance in between your buyings, because you want to cover up for 20. And if you cannot cover up for 20%, make sure you cover up for 15%. Assuming this is going, you have a huge capital, you can cover up for more. You understand? You can cover up for more. And here is the price gap. That means this is the gap in between the prices. So what do you want to do? Because you are only doing you can see the automated settings gives us just 4%, 4.35%, and that is not good for cover up if you're really doing business. Because you're buying 3 times and you are going to cover up twice, so you can make the first one 3 or 5 and make these probably 7. You understand? But the disadvantage is within this 7, there's going to be within 7% after this, there's going to be a lot of buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. So you're going to miss a lot of opportunity. And that is why each capital is better. But you cannot tell. You're saying each capital is better. It is better to start than you're waiting for huge capital. Waiting for huge capital. Now, let me cancel and show you again and show you what the disadvantage of using this option is. This option also gives you 4.3%, and a coin can go down, probably go down 10% down, and comes up back by 4%. So that means here is 6%, and keeps going up and down between this for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, and not come back to this. And the next thing you start doing is you start complaining that no, I am not earning enough money. I am not earning enough money. So you start complaining instead of you waiting for it to come up. So that is why the 2 hours is up, the good and bad. But I'll prefer to stay at least to make sure I am in the deep. So I can probably put this to 5 and put this to 10. But at this time we are on a bull run, so you might probably just want to put these to 3, to probably 3, and put this to probably 7, making 10% instead of these 3 point something percent the other time. The reason why you are putting the first one shorter is because you want it. Most of the time after you buy, it's just a little bit a little bit distance that is always there, so you just want to make it happen as fast as possible. So sorry for the calls that are coming in now. Like I was saying, so this is 3 and this is 7. I think that's okay for a $50 trade. But assuming you're making use of 4 trades, you want to buy 4 times, and that is 100 and something dollars. You can also leave this as 222. It's okay this way. That means the buyings, multiple buyings. Then here is you can make it like, okay, 3, 5. Just a minute. I have to order these people. Okay, I'm sorry about that. I have to pick that call, otherwise it keep disturbing. It's at my place of work. Okay, then probably this is going to be 7%, and if you look at this in total, this is 15%, which is far better than the other one, which is just 10%, struggling of 10%. So I think it's better this way for minimum pay. And if you are the one that just want to do 10% to the deep, you can just make these two. Okay, then probably make these you might make it 4 4, or probably make this 3 and make this 5. So this is awesome. That means you just want to take care of 10% deep, but I always prefer 20% deep. But with small capital, if you want to take care of 20% deep with a small capital, it's going to cost you much. It's going to cost you much because you're going to put on a lot of gap in between. A lot of gap will be in between, and the gaps will be just too much. And you might not be seeing money that frequently. You might not be seeing it frequently. But that's that. But in case you're trading a signal, 10% is okay for trading a signal. And you can probably just take care of maybe 7% deep or 5% deep if you're so sure you're trading a signal that is really, really sure. But I think this is the best. Just stay like this. Stay like this. 15% deep is okay. 15% deep is okay. 15% deep is okay. So that's that. Then how to choose your trade. I think you should go and watch my video on AI grid to know how to choose your trade. But in talking about in a summary, you come to market here and come to change and look for coins that are very, very deep. This time around, almost all the coins are in green, 157 coins in green, and while 35 coins are in red. While the 35 coins, most of it are in between they are in between 0 and 2% deep. And that is not what we want to trade. We want to trade either 8% to 10% or coins that are 10% and above deep. So, and if you're trading them also, make sure you're trading a good coin. For example, I don't want to trade this coin. I don't know the coin. When I mean I don't know, I mean I don't know the activities of the coin. If you check 8% to 10% deep, as you can see, this is 8% deep. If you check 8% to 10% deep, one other thing you want to check is what coin is it and how is it going? How is it going? Probably you might just want to check the markets to see how the coin is going. Okay. Check the market to see how the coin is going. What's the name of the coin again? I'll prefer if you see a coin, bad guy, okay. If you see a coin, all you just need to do is to come to this alt and see if the coin is on the alt list. You just search for the coin if it is on the alt list. If it's on the alt list, you click and you trade it. But if it is not on the alt list, just avoid it. Or just come here and check. Let's check Binance. Of the coin is on Binance. The last time I checked the coin, it was on I think it's on OKX. Yeah, sorry, OKX. So you want to search coin, you want to come to market here also and search for the coin. Okay, then I want to search for the coin. Bad guy, come on. Okay, bad. It's okay, it's here. Okay, bad guy USDT. Okay, it's here. Yeah. Let's see the coin. Okay, that is exactly what I'm saying. Look at this coin. It's did all this, and the last time it was here. So this coin probably will get here before it goes back back up, and it might not get back here on time. So what am I trying to say is it has done a lot of long, a very serious long recently, and it's coming very, very down. So the percentage at which it is right now is lower than what you're expecting. I think yesterday when I was watching it, It was somewhere around there, and I said it's gonna go down more. And today it went up, down, and it's still down. Tomorrow it might probably go down. So this is not a good coin. This is not a good coin. You just want to trade a coin that did okay. For example, let me set an example. Assuming you are here. Okay, assuming the coin is showing us something like this. Assuming the coin is showing us something like this, something like this. This is a long coin. And this is also, let me bold it a little bit. This is also a trend. You see, this is a trend. And this is also a trend. Up here and this down here. Assuming this is down and you're seeing it something like this, you can also trade it because you know it will come up. But this one had gone up too much and we are not sure of what will happen. So I'm not going to trade this. This is not what I'm going to trade. And probably the best way to see is to make sure you just go to favorites. You go to alt on the uTrade and see if the coin is on alt. If it is on alt, you trade it. If it is not on alt, don't trade it, no matter what. So probably you might not even need that. You might just come here and adjust the coin here. Adjust the coin here 24 hours to do on alt. Just make sure you check which of the altcoin is the highest dip. This is 4.7, not 4.7. You don't want to trade it. Let's see any coin on the alt, on any coin on this alt that is 8% deep, that means 8% red, then you trade that coin, because any altcoin will always go up and down, and will not go outrageously down or outrageously up and stay there. It's not going to be a dump coin. So that is number one strategy. Number two strategy is to come to signal and check on the signal and trade the signal. This is 30 minutes ago. I don't want to trade coins that are 30 minutes. You want to trade coin between less than 15 minutes, but probably less than 5 minutes. So after you get the coin, you come to trade and choose our robot, which is a DCA, and put your settings so that it takes care of the dip. So thank you very much. My name is Prince Yemi Kasali. I hope this is useful. But instead of if you don't want to disturb yourself on that, you can just probably trade using ADCI or AI grade. If you don't want to disturb yourself about these settings. Now, if you're trading those signal or trading the best losing coin, that means the best deep, you use single because it's just a signal for you. But if you are investing in a coin, like you want to follow the coin for a very long time, because coins are going up and you feel that coin is going to go up, trade cycle. The difference is cycle will keep selling and buying, selling and buying, selling and buying. You don't have to be there. But in case you do any signal, any single trade, it's just going to sell and that's all. So what do we usually do? You always have money left with you that is meant to take care of the dip. So that money is what you quickly use to buy what do we call it, single. For example, that the logic is this. I have $50. The first buy is going to be $7. The second buy is going to be $14, isn't it? And the third buy is going to be $28. Now, and I did 20% dip. From here to here, it has to do probably, let's say 5% and probably 10%. So now, if it buys this, which is the first buy, it buys this, this is the second buy. So you have already you have this is 29, 20. So I think you have $32. You have $22, sorry. You have $22 already that is in the trade. This one is there. It's not doing anything for now. It's still not going that long deep. So you can quickly use this money to trade single. You can use it to trade single while waiting. So that money is not just there. You just trade single because single will just give you your profit, pam, and that's all. Because already you are either trading a dip or you're trading a signal. But sometimes you get hooked because will not come up on time, and this will keep going down. So the two will start going down at the same time, but it doesn't matter. You're trading spot, nothing will happen to you. At the long run, the two will get out of deep one day. And while this one will get out faster than this, because you have already been trading this one up, 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 while this one you come and put it in the deep. So when it sells, then you can trade another single, or probably allow the money to replenish this one, the first one, to sell. So I think that is cool. I think that's all you need. When it comes to take profit also, take profit. You don't need to put it this way, because you are specifying your own profit. Now, your first buy, you can decide to put your first buy to 1%. But your second buy, that is when the coin went, probably, depend on your settings, but probably 3% deep. That is when you buy. And instead of you to put it 1.5, you can put it, instead of you to put it 1%, you can put it 1.5%. That means if it comes halfway up again, then it sells. Then the other one, the third one, when it went 7% deep, then you can easily put this to be either 2%, but probably 2% is okay for spot. You understand? But it's not like if you put it 1%, well, 1% is not okay. It is okay also, but we just felt like it's in the deep, so it is easier for it to come up, and when it comes up, it gives you your profit on time. At least it is easier to get your profit, so it's easier to just put in 2% or something. Depends on you, but 1.5% is also okay for the deep, and you put in this to be 1%. The first one to be 1%. You probably put these ones in between 1.2% and 2%. Probably depends on you. But you don't want to be too greedy. You don't want to go and put it into 5% profit, 10% profit, because before it gets to 10%, it would have done all these 5%, 2% about 10 times. And you would have made more than when you now put it here at the top. So that's that. You just click OK if that is what you want. So I think that is all we need to do. Every other settings remain the same. So you don't need to put in the double buy, double opening, and you can also put in the smart covering. And when it comes to take profit, please take profit. Don't put in smart take profit. So I think that is okay. Then you launch and it goes in. Thank you very much. My name is Prince Yemi Kasali. I hope this is helpful, and I'm always available for further questions. Thank you.